All right.
That's not the song. That's not the song.
Real hot girl shit. DA got that That ain't the baby, that's my baby. The president mom hit go. Lay down on the bed, do
All right. Let's not play too much of it, cause we'll get flagged. We'll get flagged. That's a very hot song right now, and yeah, we're gonna get flagged. So just a little taste to
Little
let them know that
teaser.
yeah, exactly, to let them know we have a special guest. Just as hot as Megan the Stallion. The Megan Stallion of comedy. We have the very talented. Oh,
Wow, thank you.
yeah, you have, man. Come on. The very talented Miss Jocelyn and Chia. Yeah, thank you, Jocelyn, for taking some time out of your busy schedule. You are busy, right?
Pretty.
Yeah. Your busy schedule to come join us here on Comedians on Lockdown. How have you been?
I'm offended. Okay, the reason why I accepted this interview was because you told me it was comedians who were easy on the eyes. Oh, you put me on the ugly podcast, not the good-looking podcast.
No. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all, I get, beautiful, talented people. You know what I mean? You're here because you're funny, right? But easy on the eyes, of course.
All
Come
right. You
on.
dig yourself out that
Yeah,
hole.
yeah, 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 yeah. You know what you Asian women do to society right now. You guys are the filet mignon of women right now. So,
Oh my God, don't say that. You'll piss off all the other races.
okay, yeah, yeah, all right. But the fact is what it is. I've taken a survey and yeah, but we're gonna leave that alone. We don't want to piss them off. Just just find out how is Miss Jocelyn Chia. How have you been during the lockdown, the everything else? How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been challenging, as I'm sure most people can agree. I was actually doing a tour of the west coast of America. I was in Oregon when all the rest of my tour got canceled. I was going to go from Washington State to Canada to where else? Canada, then Oregon, then California, then I was actually going to go to Virginia, then go back home to New York. But once I hit Oregon, everything got canceled. I actually stayed out in Oregon for many months during the lockdown before finally making it back to New York City.
Wow, that's horrendous. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, God damn it, you pandemic cost you pretty much your year, pretty much, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it would have been that bad though if I wasn't going through a really bad breakup.
Oh,
Yeah, it would have been fine, I think, because then I could have because actually before the pandemic hit around February as I was doing starting my tour, I was feeling so tired. I've been already touring out in Asia.
right.
In New York, I was grinding every night. And then I went to Asia and I was doing a tour of Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia. So it was like a very busy schedule. Back to America, West Coast, like boom, boom, boom. I was so tired. I was like, oh man, you know what? I just I just want a break, man. I just need a break of a 2 months. And then sorry to bring everybody else down with me in wanting a break.
So it was you, huh? You're
It was all
responsible
me,
for this.
man. It was all me. They were right. Blame the Chinese for the Kung Fu flu. Yeah. The Chinese Chia flu.
Well,
So I
folks, she
think it would
said
have
it, I
actually
did
been
it.
okay for me. If I had just had to deal with a lockdown without a traumatic level breakup, it would have been like reading books, watching Netflix, all the stuff I never got to do when I
Right.
had such a busy touring schedule.
Right. Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear about the breakup. It's part of life. Yeah. How rough was that? Because I know you're a very loving, caring person. To have said goodbye to somebody that you care for, it must have been tough. How is it for me, female comedian? How you guys deal with breakups and such things?
I think it depends. I mean, most of the breakups I've had have been fine, it just didn't work out. With this one, it was only really traumatic because of the way it ended. Meaning he
Ooh.
just moved on really quickly, already dating someone 2 weeks after, and then moved in with her a week after
Wow.
Yeah, and then announced that he loved her on his podcast, and then made it Facebook official after a week of dating her, started posting shit on social media about her. I was like, what the F is going on? And then the guy wasn't even contrite. He was like, oh yeah, I honestly think she could be the one, and she feels the same way too. Like, I had to follow my heart. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this guy telling me this shit? I don't recognize this guy anymore. He's supposed to be such a nice guy. I don't understand what's going on. Like what one friend was saying, these are not the words you say to someone who you care about. These are the words of a bitter enemy. I'm like, yeah, it sounds true. So that's what made it hard.
Yeah.
It was the way he did it after we
Wow.
ended.
I needed a drink after that.
Brutal, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's that. Well, his loss, trust me, because you're a very beautiful person inside and out, and funny, and it'll catch. Wow, sheesh. Was she there before that you guys decided to? Because that was so quick. My God.
It was so quick, yeah. So they had been friends for many years before. So that was like his excuse for why it happened so quickly.
Ah, the old. Were you hanging out with them? I mean, was she hanging out with you guys? It was one of those things where.
No, but she was a waitress at a comedy club that I'm a regular at. So that was pretty more like shitty stuff.
Jerry. Wow, we got a little wow, this sounds like a little comedy, sitcom that needs to happen, or maybe novella, you know what I mean?
Novella, yeah.
Something needs to happen with that, but
I mean, I have gotten like some jokes about it, so that's somewhat satisfying, right? So this girl, I mean, they already broke up. They lasted 3 weeks, so whatever. So, but yeah, the one lasted 3 weeks. Just the one that sucked his dick, yeah.
There you go. Welcome to the club, right? Well, now what? Is she gonna start doing comedy now and jokes about him?
Oh, and I don't see that in her. She's very timid. Not a lot of like chutzpah fire in her. She's a wannabe actress. So
and a whore.
I actually and a whore, yeah, totally cunt.
Sorry, I want you to still, let him have it. Let him have it. Fuck that.
Yeah, thanks for being on my side, man.
Hell yeah.
Of course, I had to stalk this bitch. I was like, who's this fucking bitch that he's with? When we were doing our thing, like we never even made it official. He never said I love you. I never said I love you. And then all of a sudden, he's like giving everything to her that I never got. Imagine how much more painful that was for me to have been like treated like so shittily by this guy. Now he just gives this girl everything. So of course I'm stalking this fucking bitch. Like, who is she that she gets like queen bee treatment? And I'm like, I mean, I know I'm a good-looking, intelligent, talented, funny woman, right?
Yeah.
I know my worth. So how come he treated me, who has like this much value, like fucking shit? And I get he was nagging me. I get that because he's like a whatever guy. He had to like treat a beautiful, attractive woman not so great, so she want him more. Like I understand now that
the game, like he pulled the okie dokie, huh?
The what?
It's called the okie. We call it the okie in America. That just means like, I'm gonna show her one thing and then there's another,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the okie dokie, that's called.
Yeah.
But,
so I'm seeing this girl. I'm like, she's like some struggling actress, whatever. No big deal. Like, who is she that he's like giving her everything, right? And I get it, on hindsight, I'm like, okay, it was a pandemic, and yeah, people get desperate and whatnot. But at the time,
vagina. Go ahead.
Yeah. He needed to get laid. Where else was he gonna get laid from? Like, so I get it on hindsight, right? Hindsight is 20. Yeah, but at the time I was like, who is this girl that's supposed to be so much better than me to be getting all this like queen treatment? And so I went and I looked her up, and she's like, I told you she's some wannabe actress. I saw a scene that she had, and there was her roommate had apparently gone crazy, and the roommate had followed her into a bedroom, grabbed her by the hair, and like slammed her head against the bathroom, against the wall, and now her head starts bleeding, and she like fainted onto the floor, and I was like, whoa, rewind.
This was fun.
This is fun. Let's watch that again. Yeah, fuck this bitch.
You had it
Kill
on
that
loop. You
bitch.
had it on loop. Pow,
Oh yeah, yeah,
pow,
that's right. It was like my morning meditation, my
pow.
nighttime visualization practice. Yeah, let's just see this girl get killed.
Oh no, no hard feelings.
Yeah, yeah, no hard feelings. Fingers crossed behind my
Just,
back. But in a way, I do think she did me a favor because like this guy and I really shouldn't have continued. So
right.
now again, like I said, hindsight 2020, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should give her a thank you card.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it didn't last long. So like, it wasn't as horrible as it could have been. Like she dumped him so quickly that I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what? I think girl, you did me a favor.
There you go. There you go. Look it up. Good riddance. Good riddance. And
Yep.
sometimes it takes time to figure that out. But I could imagine, like, you feel like, wait a minute, everything that I work for, she got how the fuck, So I could imagine you as a woman feeling like, this benefit. How many times a day she's sucking the dick? What the fuck? Like.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's not even that I was working for it. Like I stupidly entered a thing with a guy whom we both knew had no future because we deferred on kids, so we knew there was no future. So I get that intellectually, but emotionally, it does feel like I was constantly being rejected by a guy, like not wanting to make it official, not wanting to give me the title, not never always being very withholding and pulling back, not
Wow.
acting very affectionate. Like I said, never said I love you, doesn't tell me I'm beautiful, like none of that shit. I really got necked, I really got
Wow.
necked. I see it now so clearly. Like I'm used to being treated very beautifully by the men that I'm dating, and this guy was like, what the hell is going on? I've never felt like a guy. I never felt like a guy I was dating was less into me than this fella.
Wow. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, just know that yeah, like I said, ultimately it was gonna be his loss. He'll be back in your DM and et cetera, et cetera. So he just pull out an agenda like, yeah, I'm gonna get her, and he got you.
Mhm.
But this is what life is about: learning, building character, toughening the heart, so no one will be able to do that to you again. So
Yeah, correct. I was like, why the fuck do I have to go through like this horrible shit? And the pandemic made it so much harder to get over someone because you can't just get
yeah,
around, do comedy, right? It was just so much harder.
right,
But yeah, definitely lesson learned. I mean, this is not
yeah.
happening. Now, my number one criteria in a guy is how well he treats me. I'm not gonna let myself get nagged and psychologically gamed ever again. Because I think it's actually a real like insidious thing, when someone doesn't treat you that well, then you start to wonder, oh, they must be of higher value if they are not that into me. So it's a psychological trick that people can play on another person. So this person artificially inflated his value by artificially deflating mine, by not making me feel
Mm,
like I was all that great.
wow. I can't imagine. Wow, the guy's good then if you managed to pull that one off. Because I mean,
He's really good. Yeah,
he's
he's
yeah.
really good. Really is. And my theory for why she dumped him so quickly is because he couldn't play the game. They were living together in quarantine. So he
Oh,
couldn't be like all withholding and not making
right.
time for you. Yeah, he couldn't play any of that shit.
Ah, got it. Game over.
Yeah, game over, man. Yeah, when he had to be his real self. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was like, I'm out of here.
yeah. All right. Well, good riddance. Good riddance. I'm glad you're out of
Very
there.
mad rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah. Just leave that one alone. I I want to talk about your career because I mean, you were just mentioning the touring you were doing. Jocelyn, I know you for a long time. I think when you started, you were, doing your grinding at the open mics. How the hell did you manage to just take that leap into the next level of comedy in which you're touring and doing all these things that it takes people over 10, 15 years to do? I mean,
Hmm.
I'm talking about myself, but I'm telling you, you were just so good so quickly. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I saw it because I saw you at no, not stand up New York, Gotham Comedy. I'm like, That's what's happening here. She's just a naturally funny young lady with great stories. And
Really?
boom,
When you saw this early in my career or later on in my career?
I saw you when you were, it was like when you was past that Gotham, like
I was past already. Ah, I see.
yeah,
Got it. You
when
know,
you got past that Gotham, I went to support a fellow comedian or whatever, and you cracked the show open and all that. Oh my God! Look at Jocelyn cracking the show open and killed it. I mean,
oh, thank
I was afraid for the bringer because I'm like, you she put a hole in the show.
Ah, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, here's the interesting thing, Tino. I didn't think I was naturally funny. I thought I envied the comedians whom I thought were naturals, naturally good writers, etc. My whole negative belief is I'm not good enough a writer. Yeah, okay, I can perform and deliver, but I didn't think I was good enough a writer. So that was my negative thing.
Oh.
Um, but it wasn't until during the pandemic, when you have more time to look back,
Mhm.
and I was going through some of my old journals, and I saw that a year and a half in, I was like you say, already doing so well. I had a manager, and I think I had an agent, yeah, a manager and an agent. I was already starting to get pads at clubs,
Mm.
getting compliments from pros like Keith Elbers that would introduce me to other seller comedians. That this is Jocelyn Chia, crushing it all around town. A year and a half in, and I was like, bitch, you were one of those fucking naturally talented comedians. Oh my God, like I didn't realize I was a fucking comedian that I envied. So it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
like self-doubt and the business can really wear away at your self-esteem. So now I'm building it back up. Now just really trying to tell myself, remind myself, acknowledge that I am good enough. So how did it go so fast? I always think it didn't go fast. I think it went so slow.
Oh my God. The grass is always greener, right?
That's always greener. I mean, I guess hard work to a certain extent. So I'm not very good at the writing part because I have that negative belief I'm not good enough a writer.
Right.
I therefore don't write that much, right? But I am good at performing. I enjoy the performing. So I'm good at getting on stage. And so getting on stage often enough is gonna make you better.
Mhm.
And I come from a country, Singapore, that is a very meritocracy-based country. So I did not grow up knowing about racism or discrimination or sexism, like just like if you're good, you're gonna get ahead. Like that was like
Mhm.
the ethos that was instilled in me.
Mm.
So I just tried to become the best. I wasn't worried about discrimination against women. I wasn't worried about racism. I just thought, if I get funny enough, I will get the stage time, I will get booked. And because I had that belief, I didn't let any kind of discrimination or whatever get in my way. The only thing that really got in my way was my own self-doubt.
Mm.
But even that can be kind of managed by just doing it anyway. Like, all right, I doubt myself, but fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it anyway.
That's true. It's true. You gotta, you gotta force yourself to do certain things, especially things that you love like that. Like, all right, I gotta get out. Let me get myself out there. And well, we're glad that you pulled yourself to get to that level where you just, all right, I have issues in my head, but go ahead and do it because nothing rewards you more than the response from the audience and pretty much just the success that you've gotten. I mean, manager, agent so early on. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Congratulations. And yeah, let the folks know about Singapore a little bit. Like, when did you come over from Singapore? Tell them exactly where Singapore. I don't think people know it. I think it's just an exchange, a currency exchange. Singapore.
Yeah, so Singapore's in Southeast Asia. It's right next to Malaysia. It's like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. So that kind of gives you a gist of where we're at. We're not part of China. China is I can't remember, 5-6 hour flight away, something like that.
Right.
So there's
And,
Singapore.
and you guys are like 24 hours flight, right, to get to you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Wow. A day to travel. All right.
Mhm.
And you
And
do
I
it pretty
came over
you do it pretty regularly? Do you travel pretty regularly to
to
Singapore?
Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah, about once a year.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so continue
And then
more.
so more about Singapore.
No. You were saying about when you came over, whatever. Sorry to
Oh yeah,
interrupt you.
yeah, yeah. So I came over for college. So I came over at 19 years old. I went to
Woo!
Indiana. And then I
Oh.
went to Georgetown for law school, and I moved to New York to be a lawyer. And I moved to
Ah.
consultant. I'm trying to learn the American accent, so I would say consultant, but you guys go consultant.
Yeah. No. You had it right the first time. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I would normally pronounce the T. I'll go consultant,
Yeah.
but in America, you guys kind of consultant.
Yeah. Like it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Nothing,
Yeah.
yeah.
You hold that T. You do a funny thing with that T.
I had the hardest time differentiating between can and can't because you guys don't pronounce the T at the end. It's can. I'm like, what the fuck? They sound the same.
Ah.
So I'm always asking them to clarify can or cannot.
Yeah, let's spell it out, guys. C-A-N-T or C-A-N, no. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Funny thing.
Nod your head or shake your head. I can't
Yeah.
understand you.
So was it tough, like your first, few years just adapting to the language, the culture, and everything else?
Well, language was the same, just the accent was different. So language
Right.
wise was okay. Culturally definitely quite challenging because
Right.
primarily because I went to the Midwest, like a small town rather than a big city. If I moved to
Right.
New York, I'm sure I've been perfectly fine.
Right.
But I went to Bloomington, Indiana, and I was expecting bright lights and big city. I'm moving to America. Yay, this is so exciting. And all I got was cows and fields.
No.
No.
Oh man. Well, hey, it was part of what created this beautiful talent of a performer. So we really
Hopefully,
appreciate.
yeah, hopefully going to Indiana created like this sense of humor that I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, no, like I've heard your story, your dating stories or whatever, and everything is just like this is great. I love it. I love it. That's why I always stay on you. I gotta interview Jocelyn because I love a good story. I love a good story. You have amazing stories. Just the innocence that you tell them with, you know what I mean. And I think that's what people really enjoy about you, the innocence that you get into situations where, oh my God, how can you guys do that to her? Men, stop it, and things like that. So
That's
yeah. So what do you have in store for 2021? Any projects, anything that you want to let the folks know about that you're doing? Any new boyfriends? What's going on? Should they slide into your DMs? What's going on, Miss Chia?
yeah. I was seeing a British guy, so that was pretty. Well, you
Ooh.
guys pronounce it British. I was seeing a British.
There goes that T again.
It goes that T. You guys just hate the T, man. It's like all letters matter, but you're like except T.
Is that T? Oh, so that's great. The little British guy. What do you mean him?
I met him on Hinge, so
Oh.
more my usual type of guy, well traveled, speaks 3 languages,
Oh, okay.
queer. So I think that's actually a good thing for me to do. Like my lesson, my worst 2 breakups were both comedians. I'm like, all right, fuck it, no more comedians. Sorry, fellas,
Oh, sorry guys, it's over.
it's
And,
over. I am back to guys who have a job.
and she's not joking, guys. All right.
No, I'm not joking. No. You better have that W-2, okay? No 1099 guys from me.
Oh no. Well. There goes the audience, guys. Leave her alone. Anyway,
Okay,
guys,
bye-bye.
we really appreciate the time that you've given us. I know you got to get back to 1,000 other things to do. Keep staying busy, keep staying beautiful, keep staying, doing the things that you love. And we wish you good luck, continued success. And once the pandemic is fully over, just go out there and, kill it again.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's
Hey,
a
no
pleasure.
problem. Any shout outs you want to give? Anyone that you miss in the comedy game? The peons that you left behind? Anybody you remember?
No, man. If I mention 2 names, then like 10 people are gonna be like, what about me? So I'm kind of like saying thank you when you receive an Oscar award. Like, oh shit. Better remember to thank my mom. Oh, she's gonna give me shit.
There you go. Such a pro, guys. Such a fucking pro. Thank you so much, Jocelyn and Chia. Good luck.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
We'll be talking. I'll be sending you everything. And to be continued, please, if you ever have a chance, come see us again. Give us an update on comedy, dating, and life in general.
Will do. Thank
All right,
you.
let's get some music going here. Is there music? Oh, damn it. This is the part where I, okay, all right, yeah. Thank you so much. All the best. All right, much love. Woo, Jocelyn Chia. Ow, woo.